What's up everyone, OJ here. Welcome back to another video, and today we're counting down 12 big RPGs that I'm excited for coming to the Nintendo Switch in 2022. All of these games are actual confirmed games with a release date or release year or window in 2022. So no rumored games or games that we're expecting or anticipating, all confirmed games that we should be getting this year. Before we get into anything though, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, and click that notification bell to get my videos first. And we're starting off with one that's been delayed for quite some time now, and that is Digimon Survive on the Nintendo Switch. Now, I think maybe I know why this game has been delayed for so long and they're having problems, because it's developed by a developer called Witchcraft and I've never heard of who they are. So maybe they're having issues with this. Now, according to Bandai Namco, this is what this game is about. This is a story of survival in a strange new world. Celebrating the 20th anniversary of the Digimon anime, Digimon Survive presents a brand new adventure set in a mysterious world with characters designed by Uichi Ikumo and music by much acclaimed Tomoki Miyoshi. Digimon Survive sees a brand new group of teenagers led by Takuma Momozuka get lost on a school camping trip, finding them transported to a strange new world of monsters and danger. As they fight their way back home through an animated world of difficult decisions and deadly battles, players' choices throughout the game will impact the evolution of their monster allies and the final ending. Battles in the game are fought in 2D in a more classic SRPG style. So we haven't seen this game in quite some time. It's been delayed for a number of years now. Is it more than 1 year it's been delayed or so? And we haven't seen the style that they're going for. All the footage that you're seeing is old, so this game might look completely different by the time that we get it in 2022. But nonetheless, I'm excited for the SRPG action. And of course, Bandai Namco, a company who has made a number of hit RPGs. So I do think that this game is going to be pretty solid, especially since they're taking their time to make sure that they get it right. But one of the things that I'm really excited for is the fact that you can actually kind of pick your adventure. You can pick different dialogue options and have different endings. So you do have some replay value built into that. So what do you guys think about Digimon Survive? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Moving on to the next game, it's Mario + Rabbids Sparks of Hope. This game is going to be available sometime in 2022. I'm thinking that it's going to be a late summer-ish type of game, and it looks to be one of the most impressive strategy RPGs that I've seen on the Nintendo Switch system. It is absolutely incredible what they're doing here with the art, the graphical style, and the gameplay. So in this game, you can team up with Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, Rabbid Luigi, and their friends on a galactic journey to defeat a malevolent entity and save your Spark companions. Explore planets throughout the galaxy as you uncover mysterious secrets and compelling quests. You can build your dream team with 3 heroes from an electric roster of 9, take down all new bosses along with some familiar enemies throughout the galaxy, rescue the adorable Sparks throughout the galaxy who provide distinct powers that will help you in battle, and you can unleash your hero's skills, but be strategic as you dash your enemies, team jump on your allies, and hide behind corners. One of the coolest things that they did with this game is make it to where you have a ranged area of movement instead of on grid based. So you can move around in a free range within a certain movement area, and then you can attack your enemies from there for even more fun and strategic battles. So you can still have all the things that you had before in the previous game, but then also adding in a brand new dynamic with new weapons, new skills, and everything. So I'm very excited for this game. And like I stated before, I think that it's coming out a late summer-ish type of game, right around the release month of the first game when that came out back in 2017. Next game up is Dot Hack GU Last Recode for the Nintendo Switch. Now the plot in this game takes the form of a trilogy. Thus, it is not necessary to know the stories featured in the previous installments of the series. The main protagonist is a gamer by the name of Haseo, whose friend has been killed in the virtual world by a player known as Tri-Edge. As a result, she ended up in a coma in the real world. A player is tasked with taking revenge and discovering what causes anomaly, which poses a fatal threat to anybody whose avatar dies in the virtual world. So this is a really cool action RPG that was back on the PS2. Now we're finally getting it on the Nintendo Switch. It's dropping March 11th here in the US, and I'm very excited to play this one just because I loved it on the PlayStation 4. I thought it was fantastic. Bandai Namco was kind of crazy with their copyright, but that still didn't stop me from playing the game off stream, and it was a lot of fun. So I'm really looking forward to getting all of these games, this collection of various different games, and wrapping up the trilogy of Tri-Edge and what happens on the Nintendo Switch March 11th. Next up is Sea of Stars, and this might be possibly the best game out of everything that we've discussed here, because this is a Chrono Trigger spiritual type of game. It has a lot of elements that's going to remind you of that. It has beautiful art. It has fantastic pacing from what I've seen with the gameplay, has a really cool battle system, and it is a traditional RPG in every sense, but also does the things to modernize it and make it fun to play as well. So they say that Sea of Stars is a retro-inspired turn-based RPG, and here is more about the game. Embark on a journey of peril and wonder as a Solis warrior in this turn-based RPG inspired by the classics. Sea of Stars tells the story of two children of the Solis who combined the powers of the sun and moon to perform eclipse magic, the only force capable of fighting off the monstrous creations of an evil alchemist known as the Fleshmancer, which that doesn't sound very good at all. Now in this game, you're going to have engaging turn-based combat. Pressing the action button in sync with the animation increases damage output while reducing incoming damage. So I love when RPGs do that, to where you take an active role in the turn-based system. Along with timed hits, combat features include multi-character combo attacks, boosting, and a strategic locks system, offering options to play with different damage types in order to hinder enemies while they are channeling powerful attacks or spells. All in an immersive take on the genre, no random encounters, no transitions to a separate battlefields, and no grinding. Now you have unshackled traversal. You can swim, climb, vault, jump, hoist up on ledges, seamlessly traverse throughout the areas. You have a story-rich adventure with dozens of original characters and story arcs that's going to take you on a crazy and captivating journey. Epic, silly. It has all of those things that you would expect in those classic RPGs that you played back in the day. The Secret of Mana, the Chrono Triggers, games like that. So this game seems to be following in those footsteps. And last but definitely not least, a world that you can touch. There are many different areas to where you can hang out. Sea of Stars has a change of pace when it comes to sailing, cooking, fishing, shopping. All that stuff is all in the game that you would expect from a lot of these other RPGs. So I'm very excited for this. And this one also has co-op in there as well. It's supported for up to 2 players, so you can treat it like a Secret of Mana back in the day. So very excited about this one here from Sabotage Studio, and it's coming out holiday 2022. Now next game up is another Eden, the Cat Beyond Time and Space on the Nintendo Switch. Now this game is another very interesting classic inspired game that's kind of coming back and finally dropping on the Nintendo Switch in March of 2022. Now this game is a fantasy RPG that combines the elements of 2D and 3D games. The plot of the title is based on the time travel theme. The game was originally released for mobile platforms where it operated in a free-to-play model. Right Flyer Studios is responsible for its creation. The story is strongly based on the theme of traveling in time in order to change events that have already taken place. So you have some Chrono Trigger vibes in their Radiant Historia as well. Now the mechanics in the game. So this game tasks the player to reach the end of each story composed of several dozen chapters. The action is usually observed from the side, from a side-scrolling perspective. From time to time, the camera can move and it offers you a little bit of opportunity to explore in 3D. But you can interact with NPCs, you have turn-based combat, you can control different characters, so all of that is included in the game. And it's looking, like I said, pretty cool. People do like it on mobile, so it should be pretty good on the Nintendo Switch. Next up is Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp on the Nintendo Switch, and this game might have a completely different look to it when we see it again after the delay. It looks like they've been polishing some things up. It's going to be available on the Nintendo Switch spring 2022, which we do know that the leaked release date is probably April 8th. So in this game, you can command an army in strategic turn-based combat as a tactical advisor for the Orange Star Army. Your expertise is needed as you move land, air, and naval units across the battlefield, take down enemy squads, and capture towns and bases to secure victory and keep the peace. Keep an eye on the game-changing terrain and weather as you lead a variety of units across multiple maps. This remake features 2 campaigns that cover the events of Advance Wars and Advance Wars 2 Black Hole Rising. So awesome stuff there. Advance Wars needs no introduction, but I think this is going to be the first Advance Wars for so many people out there. And remember, they have online multiplayer for up to 4 players in this as well. And this is from WayForward and Nintendo. So I'm looking forward to this one. Next up is a game that doesn't have a ton of new information on it, but I'm actually really looking forward to this because it could be a great strategy RPG, and that is Marvel's Midnight Suns, which is just available sometime in 2022. It was originally supposed to come out in 2021, but got delayed. So in this game, darkness falls, so you must rise up. Marvel Midnight Suns is a brand new tactical RPG set in the darker side of the Marvel Universe. Team up and live among iconic heroes such as Iron Man, Wolverine, Ghost Rider, and Blade as you battle against demonic forces to stop Lilith, the monster of demons, from rescuing her master and bringing about the end of the world. Pushed to the brink, Earth's mightiest heroes team up with the Midnight Suns, Ghost Rider, Blade, Magic, and Nico Minoru to desperately revive the Hunter, a legendary hero and humanity's only hope in stopping the end of the world. As the Hunter, you must build your team, earn their trust, and lead them to overcome their greatest challenge to date. So you do have your own Marvel adventure as the Hunter. You can customize your hero. There's also customization for the other characters as well. You can pick your team and go out and strategically battle your way through tons of different locations and maps. So very excited about that. And once again, the big thing that they're trying to push here is the relationship system between all the heroes. You're gonna have to talk to them, make sure that everything's okay, discuss with them, have personal bonds. All that stuff is in there. So it's gonna be interesting to see how everything works out with that. So Marvel Midnight Suns does come out sometime in 2022. Next game up, Metal Slug Tactics on the Nintendo Switch. This game looks absolutely phenomenal. Another strategy RPG tactics game coming to the Switch, and I just love what they're doing here. And I'm actually an old school Metal Slug fan myself, but I love the fact that they're making the jump to a tactics genre here. So Metal Slug is back with a brand new entry in the Metal Slug universe. Discover a new side of the emblematic run and gun and jump into a dynamic tactical RPG with roguelike elements. Super fun and lighthearted. Metal Slug Tactics takes what makes Metal Slug so special and unique and brings it to the tactical genre. So the gameplay in this game, tactical RPG, roguelike elements. So there's dynamic battles in there as well. Brand new perspective. There's an adrenaline bar that you can use to unlock super attacks, but you have to make sure that you use them wisely, as you're not going to be able to spam them throughout the campaign here. So very good stuff here. You can get your new soldiers, they can all assemble, you can pick your team and your loadouts. So very excited for this one. It comes out sometime in 2022. We don't have an exact release date, but of course, once I know, I'll make sure to let you guys know, because this one's going to be really good. I love what I saw from it last year. Next game up is a game that also I've been talking about quite a bit on the channel, and that is Pokemon Legends Arceus for the Nintendo Switch. It's dropping on January 28th, so very soon here, we're gonna get this massive RPG on the Nintendo Switch. And my hype level for this is like, at first it was like maybe like a 7 or an 8, but now it's like rising all the way up to like a 9, and now we're getting trailers like a 9.5. I mean, it's getting up there. I love the Pokemon games back in the day. The most recent games haven't been my favorite, but this one seems like it could re-spark that fire, that passion that I had for Pokemon because of what they're doing with the single player experience. So in this game, action meets RPG as the Pokemon series reaches a new frontier. So even they're hyping the new elements in this game, the evolution of the franchise. Get ready for a new kind of grand Pokemon adventure in Pokemon Legends Arceus, a brand new game from Game Freak that blends action and exploration with the RPG roots of the Pokemon series. Embark on survey missions in the ancient Hisui region, explore natural expanses to catch wild Pokemon by learning their behavior, sneaking up, and throwing a well-aimed Pokeball. You can also toss the Pokeball containing your ally Pokemon near a wild Pokemon to seamlessly enter battle. You can travel to the Hisui region, the Sinnoh of old, build the region's first Pokedex, one of the most exciting things about this game. So your adventure takes place at the expansive natural majesty of the Hisuian region, where you are tasked with studying Pokemon to complete the region's first Pokedex. Mount Coronet rises from the center, surrounded on all sides by areas with distinct environments. In this era, long before the events of the Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pokemon Shining Pearl games, you can find newly discovered Pokemon like Wydeer, I'm probably saying that wrong, an evolution of Stantler, and a new regional form like the Hisuian Growlithe, Hisuian Zora, Hisuian Zoroark. Along the way, uncover the mystery surrounding the mythical Pokemon known as Arceus. So there's also some special pre-orders and everything, and this game has me extremely excited because of the evolution of the Pokemon series. The action and the RPG traditional elements just have me super excited, and as they show more of the game, it looks better and better each time. So January 28th, for Pokemon Legends Arceus. Next game up is Rune Factory 5 for the Nintendo Switch. And I'll be honest, this wasn't on my radar at first, but the more that my users talk about it in my live streams, the more that I got excited about it, and the more that I watch the trailers and see more about the game, the more that I think that this game is actually going to be pretty good. It's just going to be finding the time to play it, because this game, Rune Factory 5, launches in March 2022. So in Rune Factory 5, you can sow the seeds of a new life in Rigbarth as you embark on a grand rune factory adventure. In the sleepy town of Rigbarth, mysterious events are unfolding, affecting the runes that govern the balance between humanity and nature. As the newest ranger of the peacekeeping organization Seed, protect the frontier town by rounding up rowdy monsters with your official Seed-issued spell seal. When not on a mission, work with the people of Rigbarth to help the town flourish through farming, festivals, and friendships. As the balance of peace begins to shift, however, it comes time to prove yourself, team up with townsfolk, and embark on a grand adventure to unravel the mystery befalling the land. Embrace your inner power to halt the descent into chaos. So here are some of the key features of the game that get me excited along with the footage that we've seen. The game is already out in Japan and it's coming out here in the US once again March of 2022. You have fast-paced action RPG combat. Venture into the vast, vibrant wilderness with friends from Rigbarth by your side to unlock powerful and stylish link attacks that encourage teamwork and strategy. Fantasy farming taken to new heights. Tame monsters to serve as your helpful farmhands as you grow a wide variety of crops on the backs of dragons. And of course, you can relax in your new home. You can find that special someone to marry. There's all sorts of features in this game. So March can't come soon enough for this one. It is a single player game and it's coming very soon here this March. Last but definitely not least, for the 11th game here is Triangle Strategy. This game is dropping on March 4th, 2022. March is absolutely packed for the Nintendo Switch with strategy games, with RPGs. It is absolutely amazing. March 4th, Triangle Strategy. This might be the best RPG of the year in 2022, and that is not an exaggeration. This just might be it. So in this game, Triangle Strategy, 3 nations battle for control of the dwindling resources of Salt and Iron and Square Enix's newest HD 2D adventure. Command a group of warriors, Serenoa, here of the House Wolford, in a tangled plot where your decisions make all the difference. Key choices you will make will bolster one of 3 convictions: unity, morality, liberty. That's where they get triangle from, the different flames of what is going on. Those 3, triangle, 3 points. There you go. Strategy RPG. Bam. Triangle Strategy. Explain the name to you guys. Cool, huh? Which together make up Sereno's world view and influence how the story will unfold. When faced with truly momentous decisions, multiple characters will weigh in by casting their votes on the scales of conviction. In these moments, the allies and decisions you make can determine the fate of whole nations and the continent of Norzelia itself. Control multi-tiered battlefields to strategically secure victory. Finding the best location in turn-based battles can tip the tide of combat in your favor. Position units on higher ground to take control of the battlefield and gain the advantage with increased range. You can also flank enemies on both sides, then strike from behind for a powerful follow-up attack. Elemental chain reactions are also an important part of combat. For example, use fire to melt icy terrain, then use lightning to electrocute it. Push the enemy into electrified water to see sparks flying, stunning HD 2D. And I think that's what makes this game different from other games out there. You have the terrain-based like elemental powers that you can use to set up traps. It's not just an item that you use. You also have the decisions that you do based on those 3 different ones: unity, morality, liberty. That breeds replay value, but you have to convince each one of your people that you want to do that. And a lot of other games that give you these type of decisions, everybody kind of votes. So it's really cool to see those elements put into a strategy RPG like this. And this is the closest thing that we've had to Final Fantasy Tactics out there, but this might be better than Final Fantasy Tactics based off of what we've played already and what they've updated in there, what they've told us that they're going to update, because the demo was already incredible and they're changing a lot of things from that and enhancing the gameplay experience. So this game is going to be very exciting when it drops on March 4th. So what RPGs are you excited for the Nintendo Switch? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, and click that notification bell to get my videos first. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next one. Peace.